Hello and welcome to Our Ventura TV in the time of the COVID-19 lockdown. So right now it is still September in 2020. And my guest today, I'm very happy, is Denise Sindelar, who is currently the Deputy Director of the Museum of Ventura County, which is located in downtown Ventura. Denise, hello.
Hello, MB. How are you?
I'm happy to be talking to you. And I'm happy to be asking you this question because with so many places that people naturally associate, like showing up in crowds and just sort of milling around randomly, my question to you is how is the museum innovating during this period where we have restrictions on how people can hang out and such like that?
Well, like every museum in the world, we went to all digital and virtual content almost immediately upon the shutdown, specifically focusing on our educational programs and our outreach, looking at ways that we can support teachers and parents who are homeschooling, distance learning with their children. So that became our priority number one, is focusing in on providing those resources. Our website had always been kind of a static or somewhere that you went to find out what the hours or the address or what upcoming exhibit was happening. Now it's serving as a portal. We're asking people to submit things through the website. We're providing access to digitized archives, historic photographs, a lot of the library content that you used to have to make an appointment to come in to access the research library is now online. So that all started immediately, and we've been building upon that. We've started to, like everybody else, get some screen fatigue. We're all a little tired of talking like we are today through a barrier that is technology, and we've been looking at opportunities to safely bring people together through collaborations in our outdoor spaces. We're very fortunate. We have a lovely children's garden that you've been spending a lot of time in of late. We have an outdoor plaza. We're adjacent to a park, and we're really exploring how we can do more programming that allows people to come together safely and create distance. But we're hoping to start offering some films and music later this fall when some of the restrictions are lifted. But most recently, we collaborated with the Ventura Botanical Gardens and opened an exhibit with 14 regional artists, outdoor sculpture up in the Botanical Gardens and in our outdoor space, and had about 160 people safely come through that exhibit last Friday evening.
Wow.
So that's a handful of some of the innovations, but I think what we've learned immediately is that we are reaching a far broader audience by providing all of this digital content, far broader than we would if it was simply relying on people to come in our doors. So we know we will not go back. We will only go forward, and we're looking at, with every exhibit that we develop, it has to have a virtual presence and hopefully a physical presence as well.
I'll just, piggyback on that because I have looked up the museum, and I've looked up the museum through social media, and I noticed that these pages were far from static. I mean, webinars and live artist action and, this, that. It's amazing. It's kind of exciting in some ways, wouldn't you say?
It is. It's allowed us to start thinking about if we're going to have a panel discussion about climate change and environmental activism, why wouldn't we invite a young climate activist who lives in Sweden to participate via Zoom? We're not having to worry about travel expenses. So it has really knocked down some barriers for us. And we're exploring Day of the Dead programming, which is usually a huge thing for the museum, both in Santa Paula and in Ventura. And we're going to do a mix of virtual and in-person, a community altar build in our plaza that allow people to safely come together and add their mementos to a community altar. But then also some virtual content on how you might build an altar in your home. We're going to be working with Dr. Roberto Vargas to offer that in a couple of weeks. And then we provide grab and go kits for kids and families. They'll do a drive-through, and instead of getting their, Egg McMuffin, they're going to get a bag full of crafts that they can take home and then create items for their altar at home.
Oh, so great. Denise, what's the best way for people to access this, dare I say, new Museum of Ventura County? Because it really sounds like the museum is carrying on with what you've always done. And may we remind people this also includes the Agricultural Museum in Santa Paula. My bad, I said the Downtown Museum, but there's sister museums.
Yes.
So
yes, the easiest way to kind of find about all the content that we have available is to go to our website,
right,
which is www.venturamuseum.org. Also, if you are on social media, we have an Instagram account, we have a Facebook account, both for the Egg and for the Ventura Museum. So there's two separate Facebook pages. We have a Twitter account. So on any of those channels, in addition, we are now recording all of this video programming that we're doing, and we have it on the museum's YouTube channel. So if you missed Dolores Huerta on Monday night, it's posted on our YouTube channel, and you can experience the entire video, that whole conversation today, after we get off this
digital platform.
Yes.
This virtual platform. In breaking barriers and in being inclusive, which I know is like the buzzwords now, but they're buzzwords because we need to. It is so great to hear about positive ways to use these platforms, as opposed to people going, oh no, another Zoom. We get it, people, but art saves lives, and and art heals, and art makes connections, and you're here, ready for everybody to get in touch with you.
The question everybody asks are, when are you going to reopen? And our safe and sane answer is, as soon as we can safely do so, and the county and the city give us the green light. We look forward to seeing all of our patrons back. We know how much people miss coming into the museum, but we're trying to do our best to stay in touch with the community, even if it's from afar, until we can reopen our gates. So
that's right. Crisis often is a catalyst for creativity and creative problem solving. So we'll just look at this as a challenge going forward. Denise, this was really a pleasure. And it was a pleasure for you to join us here on OurVentura TV. Thank you very much, and we will see you soon.
All right. Thanks, MB. Take care.